There are 3 hotels that I think are poised for major changes in 2020 in Las Vegas. 2 of them hold something in common. One of them is pretty darn obvious. Make sure you watch this video to the end and give us a comment. Tell us about the casino that changed the most or the biggest change you saw in Vegas from one trip to the next, whether your trips are 6 months or 6 years or 6 decades apart. My name's Steven. I'm not leaving Las Vegas. I'm a Vegas blogger. I try to bring you guys a real man on the street or person on the street perspective of everything so you can make a better educated decision to come to Vegas. Vegas is not extremes. We're not all party people and we're not all living in casinos if we live out here. So if you like Vegas, you're thinking of moving or you're just going to vacation, make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. And we're going to talk about that right now. So the first one is pretty obvious. It's Circus Circus. Circus Circus, you know. Circus Circus Enterprises, probably you don't. That used to be the big game. They built casinos like the Excalibur and the Luxor back in the day. But Circus Circus was sold to Phil Ruffin last year, and the deal recently closed. Now, the Circus Circus, from what I've heard from people, is in dire need of a refresh. I've heard stories where people say they came here, they stayed at the room at Circus Circus, they couldn't hook up anything to the TV, they brought their little dongle to watch their streaming video, and it was a glass tube CRT, cathode ray tube TV from the 80s. You know, the ones that weighed way more than they obviously should, that were full of glass. If that's the case, holy cow. But I was over at Circus Circus for the Consumer Electronics Show, and I noticed, obviously, the asthma fixtures. I should cut that out, but I'm totally not going to. The fixtures are dated. The casino itself needs a refresh. It prints money. I don't think they're going to change the theme, but what do I know? I'm not a gaming insider. I'm a guy with a camera sitting in his car. But I think Circus Circus will go through some big changes. So if you want to see what it looked like for the past 20 years or so, make sure you check out the Circus Circus here in Vegas. The last 2 have something in common. The first one is the Tropicana. Now, the Tropicana has been around for a very long time, since the 50s. It was recently sold by Penn National Gaming to somebody. This is from Vital Vegas blog, so it's not an official sale that Bloomberg is reporting on, but they have really good sources. Before Penn National Gaming, who also owns the M Resort, bought the Circus Circus, there was plans to do a $100 million retail center on the corner facing Las Vegas Boulevard. It's on Tropicana in Las Vegas. This would be facing the Excalibur and the Luxor. That never came to pass. But with the Raiders Allegiant Stadium opening up in just a few months here in Vegas, and with all those hundreds of thousands of people every single year, every single weekend already passing it, being bolstered by another, 650,000 people with preseason games and regular NFL games, I imagine it would make sense for them to put some kind of retail down there because it's right on the way to the stadium. So we have pre-games and post-games and all sorts of special events that are going to be had, like the Pac-12 conference and different concerts that are going to be at that stadium. It would be ridiculous for them not to build something. They did do the Robert Irvine's brew pub, I believe, or it's a gastropub, or it's some kind of restaurant, Robert Irvine, the celebrity chef. But they also need a refresh in the rooms from what I've heard. It still has a very nice pool. I hope they don't mess with the Tiffany display inside. It's pretty awesome. You should go see it. But this might be your last chance to go see the Tropicana as it's been for the last 20 or so years. So make sure you see that in Vegas and get a photo of you in front of it. Get that experience in. The last one nobody is going to think of. The last one is going to be the Mandalay Bay. Mandalay Bay, yes, we know what happened on October 1st. I'm not going to talk about conspiracy theories, but I did a video months ago where I walked from the Strip to the Allegiant Stadium, and I walked all the way up, and you right pass on Mandalay Bay and Hacienda is and Las Vegas Boulevard is where that is. You walk right past these beautiful ornamental flowers, ornamental fountains, and it's a really nice place where not a lot of car traffic's driving past you, and you get the water sounds. But why would you need that when you're going to have, again, up to 1 million people a year walking past there to get to Allegiant Stadium, when you can put retail development right out there? And the mantra in Vegas is that casinos want to maximize profits. So if it's flat, they're likely going to build something on it. I can imagine them doing some kind of a tie-in because MGM Resorts International actually has an NFL marketing license, so they can talk about the teams and they can use the word Super Bowl and all these different things. And so I can see them building some bars, some restaurants, some kind of retail development. Hey, maybe they put an official Raiders store down there. Who knows? But I would say it's the last time to see those awesome little things in front of the MGM. And I'm going to have to cover the Mandalay Bay. Sorry, I'm going to have to cover the Mandalay Bay right on my channel so I can bring you guys that as well. So that's what I think. three major changes to major hotels coming up. Of course, we have the openings of resorts. We have Circa coming up downtown at the end of the year. We have the Resorts World, or I always say Resorts World, it's World Resorts, right? We have that opening up over on the north end of the Strip. The Lucky Dragon is poised to possibly have a comeback. I hope it does, because that's a waste of space. We have also other developments, like a rumor that the Planet Hollywood is going to be sold to the Hard Rock, and they're going to redevelop that, or possibly even the Bally's. But these are three things that I think have really good chances of making really big changes in the next year. And I say really big like I'm Ed Sullivan. It's a really big shoe. What do you think? And again, what's the biggest change you've seen in Vegas from one trip to the next? Sound off or go over to the Facebook group and join us over there. My name's Steven. I'm not leaving Las Vegas. If you guys want to reach out and email me, you can do it in the links below. If you guys have access to a room and you want me to go up, I'll put you guys as a producer of the video. You'll get credit to whatever name you want or whatever business you want in that end of that credits of that highly produced video. I'd love to meet you while you're here in Vegas, because Vegas people are good people. Just remember that. We're just like anybody else, hardworking folks. We'll talk to you later. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks again. Bye-bye.